don't know what was going on with that. All right. Okay, it's on YouTube now. Woo! Hey, YouTubers. All right. So yeah, Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Central, Sunday night 7:30. Okay, and yeah, we break this down tonight. I want to focus on doing some fluffed up questions or some questions that kind of have some words to it or just information in it. I tried my best, but I don't know. Some of these, the juice that these nursing instructors be sipping, they get them real pumped up. And I'm just like, I don't know how to make it really hard. So I did my best. But, of course, we always go through the steps of the puzzle process. We don't do math here. I heavily focus on dimensional analysis because if you're not strong at math, you can just set up a puzzle piece and get what you need. It requires multiplication and division, maybe a little bit of addition and subtraction, just on some of those out there problems. But for the most part, you can do this everything the same way, from the metric conversions to your microgram per kilogram per minute problems. Okay. Now, did I like dimensional analysis when I was in nursing school? No, I didn't. But like many of you have said that it's cumbersome, it's tedious, it's confusing. Some people don't know how to set up their units, right? And so it don't have to be that, because once the light bulb comes on, the light shines bright. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up these couple of things. We're gonna always start off with a little bit of kind of easing it into it with your metric conversions, and then we'll get into some harder things. Okay. All right. Let's see. It's been a minute. My first test for dosage is remembering the whole conversion chart. What kind of conversion chart? That's crazy. Hey, Latoya. I've been working on this all day and I still can't get it. What you been working on, pretty TT? All right, come on, thing. I know it's a Sunday afternoon. We've all ate our Sunday dinner and everything else, but I need you to come on here. Getting the hang of it with your help. Hi, Hannah. Good. So yeah, this is the IV class that I forgot it was up here. This is the IV class that I have going on tomorrow. It's a few couple of seats left. But if you're into the thick of your program and the drops per minute aspect, the flow rate, using the weights to find the flow rates are getting you down, then this is where you want to be. It's not going to be on TikTok. It's on Zoom. I limited the seats because I want people to participate to be able to ask questions, to be it's kind of like a little small cohort study type of thing versus everybody who comes here on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? I can't see the comments, so this is like a small group study. So if IVs are kind of throwing you off, then I got a couple seats left. You can go to the LINK in my bio. And somebody, why we can't say that on here? Can somebody tell me that? Can somebody please tell me that? All right, come on, thing. Download. Let's see. All right, that is enough. All right. We'll do our metric conversions first, and then we'll get into looking at some problems with fluff. I meant to add a heparin one too, because a lot of people see what's it called, bolus heparin problems, and you freak out. And yeah, I don't want none of this stuff to be scary and intimidating. I want you to be able to go into your test and can have any type of problem and confidently be able to solve it, okay? So that is my goal that I share with you, okay? And if y'all got your calculators ready and your pen and paper, let's do it. Woo, I feel like I got a billion gazillion problems on here. All right. And don't forget, y'all, this is live streaming on my YouTube channel, A Blessed RN. So once we get done studying, it will be available for the replay. I have other study sessions that are there as well. and in the past. So I've been on for about maybe a year and a half, I guess. So they go back all the way to back then. But recently I've done 2 study sessions that kind of like go all the way back and down to the basics, and then I've done some study sessions for pediatrics. So if peds dose and weight and all that stuff is getting you down, then go check it out. Mimi for Life. The link for the Zoom, you can go to the website abrntutoring.com, and then you'll see the event link and you can click on it there. Or if you're on TikTok or Facebook, A Blessed RN is my name on those platforms, and you can click the LINK and the BIO. All right. Hey, Britt Brad, I have a test Tuesday and I'm grateful for you. I can pass because of you. I can't wait till you come back on Wednesday and tell me that you did, lady. Thank you so much. All right. So I told you we were starting out simple because we do have a few couple of people who are just starting in the program, and that's cool. We all are in different walks of life. I'm 14 years in as a nurse. Oh my gosh. It makes me sound so old. But yeah. This is what we'll do. So I always kind of start slow and then we go fast, because who doesn't need a refresher, right? So I told you that you can do dimensional analysis for every single type of problem almost, except for BSA and what's the other one? Fluid volume maintenance, because those have formulas that you have to use, okay? And those are the ones that you have to remember. So the rest of your memorization just comes from your metric conversions, and you have to have those down. You're welcome, Mimi for Life. All right, so what are we going to do? We read the problem and then we find the goal. Hey, Narcy, I'm good. Thank you for asking, Angeli Ruiz. Hey, see, I passed my last exam with a 100. Oh! Congratulations. Come on, Deja. I finally caught this in the beginning. Yes, Tatum Marie. Yes. Hey, Mara. Hey, all right. So, boom. We read the problem. So, what is our goal? Okay. What is our goal? Is to find micrograms. So we read the problem, we find the goal, and then we write our puzzle pieces to the side, okay? So I already know I got 0.5 grams. That's part of my problem, so it's going to be a puzzle piece, okay? So then we need to know the metric conversions. Can you go directly from a gram to a microgram? No, you cannot, right? So I switched my camera and I need to like alter myself. Okay, so I can now see the camera and the chat. All right, so boom. So we need the conversions from gram to milligram and then milligram to microgram, okay? So I know that 1 gram is 1,000 milligrams, and then I know that 1 milligram is 1,000 micrograms, right? Okay, so if I have micrograms, what do I start with? I always start with what I'm looking for. If I start with what I'm looking for, I don't have to go and find it, okay? And that goes for all of my problems. So if you have problems on setting up your units and you don't know where to start, and you don't know where to go next, start with what you're looking for. So that first setup, that first conversion that I'm going to use is going to be my micrograms, my 1,000 micrograms over my 1 milligram. Then everything else has to line up and cross out with what's on the top and the bottom. They have to be the same units of measure in order to cross out. So what's at the bottom has to go to the top if it's not in that goal, because it's got to get crossed out, okay? All right, so we'll do 1,000 micrograms is 1 milligram. All right, so now we've got milligram on the bottom, so I need milligram to go on the top. So I'll do 1,000 milligrams is 1 gram. And then once you use a puzzle piece, like in real life, you can't use it again, right? So no, all right, it's used, it's gone. So milligrams crosses out. And now we've got grams at the bottom, so I'll use this puzzle piece. And I put it at the top so that my grams can cross out. Everything is now gone except for micrograms, which was my goal. And we will put it in the calculator and solve. I'm one semester away from finishing prereqs, but I want to learn this now. I Queen Coco. That's good. That's a good mindset to have. Welcome, and I'm excited for your nursing journey. Yes. All right. Levo. Sorry, I'm texting. My husband told him to give the baby her medicine. Levo and white bottle. All right. Okay. So if we do 1,000 times 1,000 times 0.5, we'll get 500,000 micrograms. And you always want to label it after you after you do the math and you come up with your number, because I have seen situations where people get it wrong just because they did not label, and you don't want that to be you. Okay, so let's shake it up. So since a lot of people are starting and they have these meters and conversions and have to do the whole chart, I decided to incorporate something different. So how many feet? Well, 220 feet is how many meters? So what are we looking for? We're looking for meters. That's our goal, okay? So we know we have 220 feet, and we need to get all the conversions that would encompass all of these measurements, right? So we know that we have, can we go directly from feet to meters? No, we can't. That's that's US and metric. Those are two separate systems of measure, right? So I know that 1 foot is what, 12 inches. I know that 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. And then I know that 1 meter is 100 centimeters. Do you all concur? Do you agree? It looks like we got everything that we might need to cross out what's on top and bottom. All right, so if I am looking for meters, I'm going to start with my puzzle piece that have the meters in it, right? So this 1 meter is 100 centimeters. So now I've got centimeters, so I'll put my centimeters at the top. This one, 2.54 centimeters is 1 inch. So centimeters crosses out. Now I've got inches. So I'll put this one in there. So that's 12 inches equals 1 foot. Inch crosses out. And now I've got feet. And so then what's left? My 220 feet. And it's not with anything, so I put it over 1. Now everything has crossed out except for meters, which is what we're looking for. Hey Ashley, how you doing? Okay, so we'll do 2.54 times 12 times 220 divided by 100. I got 67.056. All right, let's practice rounding. If we wanted to round to the nearest whole number, what would our answer be? 67. Okay. All right, so you see how I took the goal, which was what it was asking me for. I looked and seen what units of measure we were working with, and I wrote out everything that I knew. So we couldn't directly correlate and go from one thing to another. So I used the in-betweens. I know that 1 foot was 12 inches. I know that 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. And then I got centimeters to meters. So I knew that using what's that, King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So I know that that C was 100. So 1 meter is 100 centimeters. So it's really, really important in dosage calculations to know your conversions. So if you're starting or just starting or in prereqs, the best thing that I would suggest that you do is learn those conversions. Okay. All right. So now let's get into it. Hey, Sweet Like Tea, you not that late. What's going on? All right. I see you, Mimi, over there on YouTube. All right, so a client weighing 100. Okay, we getting into it. We just went from 0 to 100. Okay, A client weighing 175 pounds is to receive a medication at 1,000 micrograms per kilogram per hour. The pharmacy sends you a solution of the medicine mix 500 milligrams in 250 milliliters of D5W and an administration set that delivers 15 drops per milliliter. What is the drop per minute rate to administer the prescribed dose? All right. So, what is your goal? Your goal is to find drops per minute, right? Okay. So, we'll put drops on the top and minutes on the bottom. So, we know that that's going to be volume over time. So, we know we're going to need volume and we're going to need something with time in it, right? So, all of these pieces are going to be used because we also know that our time and our order has a weight in it. So we're going to use the 175 pounds. We're going to use the 1,000 micrograms per kilogram per minute. We're going to use how the medicine comes because we need to cross out those micrograms and milligrams. And then we're going to use 15 drops per milliliter because this is given in a IV tubing drop set that's a gravity set. So all of these are going to be used. So tonight we want to use the goal in order to see what puzzle pieces we need. Okay, so I'm gonna write them to the side and then we're gonna set it up. And y'all, thank you for the gifts. I don't always see them when they come across, but I just looked up there and I'm like, oh, that's so nice. Thank you. Not required, but definitely appreciate it. All right, so I have 175 pounds. I've got 1,000 micrograms per kilogram an hour. And then I got my medicine as 500 milligrams and 250 mLs. And then my drop rate is 15 drops per milliliter. Okay, so if we're looking for drops on the top and minutes on the bottom, what is the first part? What is the first setup that we're going to use? What is the first thing? What's going to go first and what's going to go on the top? Hey, mama. Right. So the 15 drops per milliliter. So 15 drops per ml. All right. So now I've got milliliter on the bottom. So that means I need to go with milliliters on the top. So I'll look for the puzzle piece that has milliliters in it. This one does. So a lot of people get this confused. I'm going to flip this, okay? In real life, because remember, we're solving puzzles. We're trying to get what's on the top and bottom to cross out. So if you had a puzzle in a box and you emptied it out on the floor, the pieces don't always come put together, right? Unless you like cheated and slid it in there and didn't want to like do it. I used to do that. Try to keep it together as much as possible. I don't know. Anywho, but one puzzle piece is a puzzle piece. If you flip it, if you move it around, if you manipulate it to fit, it's still going to be that puzzle piece. So it's the same thing with this. 500 milligrams is per 250 milliliters, even if 250 milliliters is on the top and 500 is on the bottom. It's the same thing. We're trying to get the units to cross out so that we can put our numbers into place so that we know what's on the top and on the bottom to multiply and divide. Does that make sense? Put a 1 in the chat if it does. Put a 2 if it don't. Does and don't. Does, don't. Okay? All right. So, I'm going to put 250 ml over 500 milligrams. So, milliliters cross out. So, now I like the ones. I need a puzzle piece that has milligrams, right? Because I got milligrams on the bottom and I need them to cross out with what's on the top because I already got drops on the top. So everything else has got to go until I get minutes, right? So I got 1,000 micrograms. Can I put a microgram on top of a milligram? No, I cannot, because a milligram and a microgram are separated by a factor times 1,000, right? Exactly. So this is where you have to put in your metric conversions. So if I want milligrams at the top in micrograms at the bottom, I know that it takes 1,000 micrograms to come together to make 1 milligram. So if I have a milligram size cookie and I smashed it, all of those 1,000 pieces need to come together to make a milligram cookie. Microgram crumbs, milligram cookie. Make sense? Because some people are like, where does the 1 go? Where does the 1,000 go? The 1 goes with the biggest unit of measure. In this case, a milligram is bigger than a microgram. Micro means small, okay? Milligrams cross out. Now, I've got micrograms at the bottom, so I can use this puzzle piece. 1,000 micrograms per kilogram per hour. So I'm going to run out of space. All right, micrograms cross out. So now I've got my kilogram and my hour. Both of those have got to go. Kilograms has to be converted to pounds, and your hours got to be converted to minutes because we need minutes at the bottom, right? So I'm going to rewrite this down here so I can have more room and you can see. All right, so we'll do 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. Crossing out your units. And it's real important that you write your units by your numbers because that's how you know what goes next. Do you have to do this for any medical field title? Nancy, what you mean? Can you ask that in a different way? I'm not understanding your question. All right, so now we'll put 175 pounds. Pounds crosses out. We'll put it over 1. And then I've got hour at the bottom. I need minutes. So I'll do 1 hour over 60 minutes. And now my hours crosses out and everything is gone except for drops on the top and minutes at the bottom. Okay. So we'll do 15. All right, so this is the part where you do the math. And I keep all of my numbers inside the calculator. I don't write it down, put it in the calculator, write it down, put it in the calculator, then do the calculations. That's too many steps. So the more steps that you take, the more mistakes you're likely to make. I keep everything in here. So what the calculator trick is, you put all of your numbers across the top and in the calculator and you hit multiply in between, okay? And then once you get to the end of the line, you hit divide. You don't hit equals, you hit divide, okay? And then all of your numbers across the bottom, you hit divide in between. And then once you get all of those in, you hit the equal sign 1 time and you get your answer. So this is how it'll go. 15 times 250 times 1 times 1,000 times 1 times 175 times 1. Divide. Okay, so if it's doesn't have anything in front of it like milliliter, it's understood to have a 1. I normally don't include the ones, but I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. So 1 divided by 500 divided by 1,000 divided by the ones that are in front of the kilogram in the hour divided by 2.2 divided by 60. And I got 9.943. Is that what you all got? Okay. Yes. Okay. So when you have a drops per minute problem, because you can't divide a drop, you don't go into the kitchen and see 9.9 drops. You either see 10 drops or 9 drops, right? You can't go in between. So you round these to the whole number. So if we rounded this to the whole number, it would be 10 drops per minute. Okay? What do y'all think about that? We came out the gate swinging, but I think y'all like it because it's a puzzle. It's a puzzle. Who doesn't like puzzles? And I love dosage count. All right. So you have to round up to the whole number. Yes, yes, yes. Did it. Okay. All right. And then the more that you do these, the easier that they'll come to you. You'll get used to seeing the verbiage and the wording and the goals and using your metric conversions, and it'll get better, okay? So these are fun now that I understand. Okay, I basically just said it. I didn't know you can repeat a conversion. I didn't repeat a conversion, sweet like tea. The order was 1,000 micrograms. So I didn't repeat the conversion. That was part of the order. Um does that make sense? So hold on. That wasn't a repeat. That was just because right here, excuse me, it snuck out on me. Wait a minute now. Oh, it deleted it. God dog it. Right here, that was that microgram per kilogram per minute. So I didn't repeat the conversion. That was just part of my order. All right. Yeah. All right. So a nurse is preparing to administer nitroglycerin 50 micrograms per minute by IV infusion. Available is nitroglycerin 25 milligrams and 250 mLs of D5W. The nurse should set the IV pump to deliver how many milliliters per hour. We're going to round to the nearest whole number. Okay. All right. Yes, Abby, I am using dimensional analysis. Do you like dimensional analysis? All right. So a nurse is preparing nitro, right? So we are looking for what? What is our goal? What kind of medicine is nitroglycerin? That sounds serious, don't it? What do you use nitroglycerin for? Cardiac drug? Uh-huh. It's gonna vasodilate. Yeah. For angina. Yeah. For the heart. Exactly. Vasodilator. Powerful vasodilator. You give it sublingually. So that means you put it up under the tongue. Or you can give it into a drip. Like in the ICU. I start nursing school Tuesday. I'm new to dosage count. Okay. Well, stay here for a little bit. Stay for a little bit. I think you'll like it. All right. So what is our goal? Our goal is looking for milliliter per hour. Okay, so this, you might have read this in it can come in a patch too, or paste. Yeah, make sure you don't get it on your hands because since it's a vasodilator, it opens up all of your vessels, so it can give you a nasty, nasty headache because it'll open up those vessels that's in your brain too, right? Give you a headache. All right, so boom. We are looking for milliliter per hour. So we know that we're going to need something with milliliter in it and we need something with time in it, right? So you have to identify your puzzle pieces, the things that go together and that stick together. So I know this got time in it, so I'll keep it. So 50 micrograms per minute. And then something that's got milliliters in it or volume in it is this. So I'll keep it. So 25 milligrams per 250 mLs. So that's all that is really telling me that I have. So I know that I've got to use those two pieces of information, right? So just because it has a drug name that looks intimidating, and D5W, that's the amount of diluent. That's the diluent that the medicine is floating around in, right? So we know we've got these little bitty pieces of nitroglycerin just swimming in D5W. So that doesn't matter, because we took care of that when we have the concentration, okay? That's what the concentration is. The amount of medicine and the amount of diluent, okay? Check blood pressure before giving nitro. Heck yeah. Because you'll bottom them out. And you're like, whoa. All right. So if we're looking for a milliliter, what are we starting with first? And we're going to do these problems the same way every single time. Wish my teacher taught this before we had a dosage quiz. Brianna, I don't heard that before. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Y'all make sure we got 159 people on here. We had 1.1K likes. We need to tap so we can stimulate the algorithm so that people like Brianna who are looking for dosage calc help, it pushes it out to the For You page. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I will tell my whole course. Yes, thank you so much. All right. So if we're looking for milliliter, we start with that 250, right? So this puzzle piece has milliliter in it. I'm going to flip it because I can flip it and it still remains the same, right? So we'll do 250 ml over 25 mgs. Now We've got milligram at the bottom, and we've got a puzzle piece that has microgram in it. Can we put a microgram over a milligram? No, you cannot, because it's separated by a factor of 1,000. So then that means we have to put in a conversion, right? Because we want what's on the bottom to go on the top, and everything has to cross out except for milliliters. Why do I always start with what I'm looking for? Because I don't want to have to go and find it. So I already know that I've got my top part of my goal, so everything else has got to line up, okay? It makes it easier to go from one thing to the next. So I can't remember who said that they were having trouble setting up the problems, but if you do it like this, it kind of comes easy, right? So now I know that I'll need my conversion. So 1 milligram is 1,000 micrograms. So milligrams cross out. Now I've got microgram at the bottom. I got a microgram puzzle piece. So we'll do 50 mcgs over minutes. I keep everything together that's together, all right? I don't change it, and I don't convert jack. I let the math. As long as you have your conversions in there and they're correct and you write the correct information, you can't go wrong, okay? So 1,000 micrograms at the bottom, your 50 micrograms at the top, and they cross out. Now I've got minute at the bottom. I need hour. So I'll put my minute at the top and my hour at the bottom. I know that 60 minutes is 1 hour. Minutes crosses out, and now I'm at the goal. Sweets, it could be on NCLEX. There are dosage calculators. Entrance. I'm not sure. I take these. I'm sorry. Oh my God, this is the easiest way I've ever seen this done. Yay! A lot of people say the opposite. I just can't get with it. It's too many steps, and this and this, that, and the third. Well, I mean, it's not for everyone. I'm going to put 250 times 50 times 60 divided by 25 divided by 1,000. And that is going to be 30 milliliters per hour. Once I understood DA, I like doing the problems. I'm telling you, it's fun now, right? They are married. They don't break up a happy home. Yes, Dukes, exactly. And then the ones with the microgram per milligram per kilogram per minute, they're in a three-way. So those are sister wives, right? So you keep them together too. I'm doing this homework right now. Okay, that's what's up. Oh, wait, it went too fast. Oh, slow down. Okay. The T's does not have this. Okay, cool. So if you're looking for T's help, Jakara Lewis, Jakara Lewis, Lewis. She is the T's Test Math Prep GOAT on here. And she's also got a YouTube channel, like myself, a Blessed RN. So if you're watching on YouTube, I thank you for tuning in. And if you want to look at the problems that we do tonight after we get done studying, because sometimes we chit-chat a little bit afterwards, you can go and view it on my channel and other problems that are broken down, okay? I love DA. I was a tutor for all my classmates. That's what's up. Yeah. Bless you for that. Amazing. I love this method. Awesome. Taking farm right now. We're doing dimensional analysis. So hopefully you can catch on to this. Love it. Jax. Okay. Awesome. All right. 1 milligram is equal to 1,000 micrograms, and you have to cancel out the micrograms. Exactly. Just started learning this in my chemistry. Yeah, they call it stoichiometry or factor label or dimensional analysis. It has many names, but it's all the same. I take my dosage conversions test Tuesday. Well, I pray that when you come back, Cassie, you tell me that you passed with 100. All right. Hey, influencers account too. All right. Dang, I missed how you did the problem just coming on. Lisa, you can go to my YouTube channel, A Blessed RN. After we get done studying tonight, the replay will be available. I came on Friday afternoon as well, and I just did like a little impromptu session, and I told you that I was going to upload it, and so it's there too, because I did a couple of problems on the Friday afternoon, so that's there. If I pass, it's because of you. Oh, thank you. Look, come back and report. Let's see. I guess my question is, how do you know where to start with the dimensional analysis? A glimpse of Juju's life. Okay, stay right here. So we're going to do another one, okay? So what we're going to do is after we read the question, we formulate the goal. The goal is what the question is asking us to find, okay? Just had my conversion quiz coming soon. Hopefully I pass. Okay. Friday was awesome. Oh, you were on. Okay, cool. In 10th grade chemistry, and we learned this. Okay, 10th grade. Yeah, I took AP chemistry in high school. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I came on Friday afternoon. I had got done with Reliatran stuff, and I was trying to tell people about this that I've got tomorrow. I know it's a holiday, but if you need drip factor, drops per minute, in the weight-based flow rate stuff, I'll give you a record another session, a step-by-step guide, and practice problems. So for the price of 2 caramel macchiatos venti, yeah. And you can go to the LINK, my BIO, okay? So the provider orders 1,000 mLs of D5W to infuse over 5 hours of half normal saline. The drop factor of the administration set is 15 drops per milliliter. Calculate the number of drops per minute to infuse the solution. Don't nobody care about what? What is you talking? Oh, okay. You just want to be in here? That's fine. You can increase the engagement. Thank you, Shad. Alright. So, boom. What are we looking for? What are we looking for? What is the goal? All right, we got it. we got it. Ew. Okie dokie. So now we know in a drip factor or IV drip, we need the volume. So how much medicine, how much solution is to go in our patient over the time. And if we have a gravity set, it will give us the size of the tubing, which is the drop factor, right? So we'll need the volume over the time. Sometimes in these problems, it will give us the frequency, okay? So we don't want the frequency. We want how long it takes for it to go into this patient, okay? All right. So, yeah, it's a look. Don't pay no folks no mind. Don't pay no folks no mind. He blocked anyway, okay? Moving on. So, what is our volume? Our volume is 1,000 milliliters. What is the time? 5 hours. And it literally tells you right here to put it over 5 hours, okay? So, Lord have mercy. Satan, get thee behind. Anywho. So, boom, 5 hours. So now we've got a drop factor of 15 drops per milliliter. So what are we going to start with? You see what I'm saying? What are we going to start with if we're looking for drops? You said, Lord, help the baby. I'm telling you, like, what in the world? I'm going to start singing some gospel music. All right. So we're looking for 15 drops per milliliter, right? So 15 drops per ml. All right. So now we've got that. So we got milliliter on the bottom now. We need milliliter on the top, right? So then we'll use our other puzzle piece. 1,000 mLs over 5 hours. And people might want to say, well, I want to convert it and this and this and this. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Keep the original. Oh my gosh, we got 210 people in here. Okay, you keep the original amount. Whatever it gives you, you put it over that, okay? The math is going to take care of itself inside of the problem, okay? So now we've got hours at the bottom, so we need hours at the top. So I know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. And your hours crosses out, and now you have drops per minute. And so now you can do the problem in the math, okay? 15 times 1,000 divided by 5 divided by 60. And I got 50 drops per minute. Okay? What do y'all think about it? Yay. Is it starting to make more sense? So you pick out the information. Yes. Okay. You're starting to get a little bit. All right. Okay. You pick out the information according to the goal. So what is the volume? That. What is the time? That. And with the time, you have to be careful because sometimes you have the frequency in there. So if it says every, like before it, we're not going to use that because we're trying to figure out the time it takes to infuse into the patient. So your key words would be to infuse in, to go over, to infuse over. Okay? So yeah, I just don't understand how I know which one goes on the top and which one goes on the bottom. All right, Cody. So listen, we want things that go together. We want things that are married together, that's in a relationship. And we're going to keep them together and we're going to put them on a puzzle piece. Okay. So if I am looking for drops per minute, because that's what it told me to find, drops per minute. So when you see line, well, per, think line. So drops, line, minute. So drops on the top and minute on the bottom. That's our picture on the puzzle box. My favorite one growing up was Beauty and the Beast. So we want our equation to look like tale as old as time. Okay? So in order to do that, I got to get Gaston and put him on top of a Gaston. I got to get a Belle and put her put that puzzle piece on top of a Belle. Okay? I'm putting my units together on the top and the bottom so that they cross out, and so that the only units that are left are the ones in the goal, so that the drop is on the top and that the minute is on the bottom. So since I was starting with drops on the top because that's what I'm looking for, I always start with what's on the top and I put it first and I make sure it's on the top. Then everything crosses out. Does this method work with heparin? Yes, it does. It works with everything, just like Frank's Red Hot, right? I put it on everything. So listen, now that the milliliters are at the bottom, because you keep the puzzle pieces together, right? That's one puzzle piece. Is milliliters. So I needed to cross out because it's not part of that goal. I already got the top part, so I'm just trying to get to the minute part at the bottom, right? Yes. So now I've got to put milliliters on the top. So that's why I use this other puzzle piece and I put the milliliters on the top and the hours on the bottom. What's together stays together. What's by itself stays single. So if it wasn't in a relationship with anything else, you would just put it over one. And anything over one is going to be itself, but it's just really a placeholder to show that, hey, this is going on this top number, this top line of numbers. So when you do your multiplication, you put it at the top instead of being on the bottom where it's divided. Okay, so I had my milliliters crossed out and I had hours on the bottom. So I didn't have any more puzzle pieces, but I know that I can reach down in my bag or my backup puzzle pieces, right? That's my conversions. So I needed minutes at the bottom. So I did 1 hour over 60 minutes. Okay, this is the only type of problem I can do without using DA. Yeah, because there is a formula for your flow rates and your drop rates, but if you don't want to use the hardware in your brain or the storage areas and in your brain, and you got ABGs and fluid and electrolytes and fundamentals and vital signs for all this other stuff, then you don't have to remember that. You already got to remember your conversions. If you got your conversions down pat, then you can do any problem using dimensional analysis. Okie dokie. What did you do? What did you multiply and divide? Hold on. So multiply 15 times 1,000 times 1 divided by 5 times 60. And I did it all inside a calculator. I don't like to write it down because if you have so many zeros and you don't write a zero and you don't put it in the calculator, we know that a zero can change your answer really badly, right? You can either get a real big number or a real small number. So I keep everything in my calculator. So I did 15 times 1,000. I don't put the ones because it didn't make a difference. Divide. 5 divide 60 equals. And that's how you do the calculator trick. Okay? All right. So, boom. A nurse is preparing to administer drug C, 1.5 grams via intermittent bolus over 45 minutes. Available is drug C, 1.5 grams and 250 mLs of normal saline. The nurse should set the infusion device to how many milliliters per hour? Round to the nearest whole number. So what is the method if you did 1,000 over 50 times 15 times 50 drops per milliliter? Is that a good way? So if you're going to use the formula, you always have to make sure that the bottom number is in minutes. Hey, be cool. I'm glad you're here. All right. So, yeah, I call the irrelevant stuff fluff, right? So what is the goal here? We are looking for milliliters per hour, right? So, is this question asking us for grams? Is it asking us for micrograms? Is it asking us for milligrams? It's not asking anything about the measurements of mass, right? It's fluff. Remember, we need volume over time. So, okay. All right. What's my volume? My volume is 250 milliliters. What is my time? So we got an intermittent bolus going over 45 minutes. Okay? And so now I've got to have milliliter on the top and hour on the bottom. I got milliliter on the top, but minute on the bottom. So therefore, I have to dig in my bag of conversions, right? So I'll do 60 minutes equals 1 hour. My minutes crosses out. And so now I've got milliliter on the top and hour at the bottom. So do you see how I used my goal to go through there and see what it is that I needed and what I did not? So I'll do 250 times 60 divided by 45. It is 333.3333 repeating. And it told me to round to the nearest whole number. Okay. So we're going to do 333 milliliters per hour. Does anybody need help on rounding while we're on this subject? So the grams are irrelevant. Sneaky question. Yes, that was the purpose of tonight. I don't think I made it hard enough. I gotta dig deeper. But I wanted to show you how you use the goal to guide you to picking out your puzzle pieces. Nope, you didn't need the grams because it asked you for that. You only give it what it's asking for. Come back. We got goodness. I'm just trying. Are we back live? Yeah. Okay. YouTube's back on. Makes so much sense. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Y'all are welcome. Okay. I always look for the goal first to make everything else easy. And that's what I want you to do. I want this to be easy for you. You are going to make it hard by putting yourself in the way of it. It's easy once you get the goal, get your puzzle pieces, and line it up. And that's how I want it to be. You are so appreciated. You're welcome. You're welcome. You are so very welcome. All of you are welcome. Can you do a problem where you have to know the dosage table? What do you mean? User whole bunch of numbers. Has this happened before? What, with the trolls or with the internet? The troll dude, I don't know, he kind of scared me. I'm like, where you come from, buddy? He was like really persistent. Like, the heck? All right, so rounding lesson. All right, so I've had people say something about rounding, okay? So this was our number. Okie dokie. So this is the whole number, okay? This is the tenths place, and this is the hundredths place. When it asks you to round, I'm doing another problem, don't worry. When it asks you to round, you want to start at the place that it tells you to round to. So everything to the left of the decimal is the whole number. So we're gonna start right here. Then you go one decimal place to the right, and you see what that number is. Okay, so if it's 4 and below, it's a no-go. If it's 5 or more, you raise the score by 1. So since this is 3, that's 4 and below, right? So it's a no-go. So then everything after the place that you are rounding to is gone. So that's why it was 333. If it was 333.5, do you round to 334? Yes, you would. Because if it's 5 or more, you raise the score. Do one with fluid maintenance. Can you do drip problems? Round it. Oh, hold on. It's too fast. Okay, let me see what I got. So the physician orders 0.75 grams of medication. The medicine is supplied as a powder. Oh, it's Reconstitution. Aha. What if it was 333.38? If you're rounding it to the whole number, it would still be 333 because you go to that first decimal place to the right. If you were rounding it to the tenths place, then you would start at the tenths place. And if you go to the right, that number is 8. So it would be 333.4 because it's 5 or more, you raise the score. Okie dokie? All right. So now, the medicine is supplied as a powder that comes in 5 milliliter vial with 2,000 milligrams of medicine. Instructions indicate to add 4.6 milliliters of sterile water to mix the powder to yield 500 milligrams per milliliter. How many milliliters will the nurse administer? All right. So what is the goal? What are we looking for? Do y'all like the goal? Like, for people who study with me, are y'all using this method? Let me know. And do you write your puzzle pieces to the side? I feel like it helps when you have what you're using and what you can pick from versus going back and forth in the problem with all the words and everything that's just coming at you. Y'all let me know. Give me some feedback. Can you use dimensional analysis for every single dosage? Yes, Bree. Only maybe 2 that require formulas, but that's it. Everything else you can. Love the goal. It makes it easier. Okay. All right, just want to make sure we're on the right track. Okay, I don't write mine, but to the side. Okay, boom. All right. So listen, this is a reconstitution problem. So reconstitution means you have a powder medicine, okay? It can't be liquid all the time because it might go bad, right? So it's got to be activated. So you want to add liquid to the powder and shake it up to make it a liquid so that you can give it to your patient, okay? After you have shooketh the medicineth, you are left with a concentration. Listen to me, and you listen to me well, okay? Concentrate on the concentration. We don't care about how many milligrams is in the bottle, how much water, how much bacteriostatic water, how much normal saline you're going to add to it. We don't care about none of that. We want to know how many milligrams per milliliter, how many units per milliliter, how many milliequivalents per milliliter, how many grams per liter, how many floaty medicine parts are in the liquid part. Okay? Do you got me? So what is fluff in this part, in this problem? So this is our order. So we know that's what we're looking for, right? So do we care that 5 milliliters is added? Nope. Do we care that 2,000 milligrams is in there? Nope. Do we add 4.6? Nope. This is what we're looking for. 500 milligrams per milliliter. So if I'm ordered 0.75 grams and I have 500 milligrams per milliliter and my goal is milliliter, what am I going to start with? I'm going to start with what I'm looking for. And since I have it in a puzzle piece right here, I know that a puzzle piece is going to be the same either way that I turn it, flip it, dip it, whatever. Okay. And I want my milliliters on the top because I start with what I'm looking for, so I won't have to go and find it. So boom, milliliter over 500 mgs. So now I've got a puzzle piece with gram in it. I can't put a gram on top of a milligram. It's separated by the factor of 1,000. If anybody is struggling with remembering those conversions, 1 kg is 1,000 grams. 1 gram is 1,000 milligrams. 1 milligram is 1,000 micrograms. They all separated by the factor of 1,000. The ones that you use the most. You're welcome. All right. So now I know that I put in my conversion. So milligram on the top and gram on the bottom. 1 gram is 1,000 milligrams. How you know which one the 1 goes by? It goes by the biggest unit of measure. We know that the 1 is the base unit. It's grams. It's bigger than a milli, right? Yes. So boom, milligrams crosses out. Now I got grams at the bottom. So I'll use the puzzle piece. 0.75 grams, and it's not with anything. It's living single. Put it over 1. Don't try to put it with anything else. Don't try to put it with a day. Don't try to put it with an hour. Don't try to put it with a minute. If it's by itself, it's by itself. Okay, put it over 1. Now we can do it. So what seemed to be a really, really hard problem was not that hard at all. It just had fluff in it. And you had to know that you need to concentrate on the concentration of the medicine after it was reconstituted. So we'll do 1,000 times 0.75 divided by 500 equals 1.5 ml. And you must label your problems, your answers after you do the math, so you won't get it counted off. Okay, what do y'all think about it? I can't stand all that fluff. That's why we're going through it, Bella. Yeah, concentrate on the concentration. Exactly. What would we do if our professor makes us use all the numbers? What you mean, Hannah? Thank y'all for the gifts. I appreciate it. And we got 250 some people in here, and I got 6.8K likes. That ain't, the math ain't mathing. Okay, thank you. Do I go live every day? Your lives are really helpful. No, I do not. I don't go live every day. I'm on here Sunday nights and Wednesday nights. I do private tutoring though, and I'm trying to make out a schedule so that I'm available more in the day or in the evening. So if you need private tutoring one-on-one, then send me a message. Go to my website. You can send a message from there. My business phone number is on there. If you text me, please say who it is, because I'm just going to show enough ask, who is this? Okay? And then tomorrow night, or in the okay? And then tomorrow night, or in the my business. Okay? And then tomorrow night,